today it is day 4 of 15 days of foundation. This is where I'm testing out a new foundation every single day for 15 days. If you've missed days 1 through 3 or any of them, all the videos are linked down below in a 15 days of foundation playlist, along with a pale skin playlist, any playlist you need. Before we get into the video, I wanted to quickly show you guys this because in my time, since I'm pre-recording some of these, I haven't seen these t-shirts yet. I just got them in yesterday, so I'm super excited to show them to you on camera. These are the 15 days of foundation t-shirts. If you missed me talking about them in day 1, I'm gonna link the video where I explain all about the t-shirts down below. It smells like salt and vinegar chips. So this is the 15 days of foundation t-shirt. My mom actually designed the brush right here. I designed the rest of it. Super excited about it. I want to see all of your guys' photos wearing them. I'll retweet ya. You might make it into the end of this video. Onto the foundation. So today we're going to be talking about the HOURGLASS Immaculate Liquid Powder Foundation. This is one of those products that has been around for a while now. I've just never gotten around to trying this out. In the last 15 days of foundation series, I reviewed the HOURGLASS. No, was that in the series? I think that was in the series. I don't think that was the Foundation Friday. I tried out the HOURGLASS Vanish Stick Foundation and that I really did not like. So I'm hoping that this one works out better for me. This retails for $56 and you get 1 ounce of product in here. So obviously this is on the pricier high-end side. There are 16 shades in this foundation. There's actually a huge range for lighter skin tones. I have 2 different shades here. I'm gonna insert some swatches right now, but I have the shade Pearl and also Vanilla because I wasn't sure which one I was gonna be. Vanilla is the lightest cool tone undertone and then Pearl has more neutral undertones. There is a porcelain in between there that has light with warm undertones, so just depending on what undertone you are, obviously pick the right shade. Alright, swatch time. So right here is the HOURGLASS Immaculate Foundation in the shade Pearl. Here's the same foundation in the shade Vanilla. This is Maybelline Fit Me in 110. This is the Etude BB foundation I did a review on yesterday in the lightest shade. Josie Maran Argan foundation in the lightest shade, and Tarte Rainforest of the Sea in the lightest shade. I'm going to read some of the claims on here. It says that this is a breakthrough liquid to powder foundation formula that absorbs oil, camouflages imperfections, and delivers a long-lasting velvet matte finish. So it is supposed to be long-lasting. We'll see how it holds up throughout the day. It says this high-tech foundation incorporates cashmere clay, which offers exceptional oil absorption, absorbing 75% of its weight in sebum while retaining the skin's natural moisture. This oil-free, humidity-proof, and water-resistant formula transforms instantly from liquid to powder, creating an all-day finish, blah blah blah, doesn't look dull or flat. Anything else that's interesting? Let's see. It's supposed to effectively eliminate the need for powder, blotting, or constant touch-ups throughout the day. So it sounds like by that description to me, this is geared more towards oily, combination oily skin versus like dry skin. It also says it's infused with clinical levels of 2 powerful anti-aging ingredients. That is everything that it says online. I hope you guys are liking this series so far. If you are, make sure you give this video a thumbs up at any point. If you want to see how this foundation applies and wears throughout the day, you're in the right place. Just keep watching. Alright, so I've already washed, moisturized, and primed my face. Used my Jouer anti-blemish primer. This dude is still scaling the building right now, so hopefully you can't hear anything. Whoa. Oh, okay. It comes in this little sealed thing. Whoops, that just came out. Then you have the top here that you're supposed to attach yourself. I'm gonna shake this really well. It doesn't feel that liquidy. There must be something with oxygen getting in this formula because that's weird that they give you your own pump to put on. So the shade Vanilla is supposed to be the lighter one but with cool undertones, and then the shade Pearl is fair but with neutral undertones. So to me, Vanilla looks a little bit more orangey, and I think Pearl has more of like a beige neutral undertone, so I'm actually gonna go in with Pearl. Since this is a liquid to powder foundation and my skin does not do well with putting any kind of cream or liquid products on top of a powder formula, I'm going to put on my concealer beforehand. It's typically best to just go in with all of your liquid products before, and then if you have other powders, you can put that on after. So I'm going to go with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer first to conceal under the eyes. I'm not going to do any spot concealing because I want to see how much the foundation covers on its own, but if you want to spot conceal on your own, now would be the time. Looking like a Rudolph. So I have my Sigma F80 Kabuki brush here that I think I'm going to use on half my face. It actually says online to try using your fingers. Working in sections of the face, apply a small amount using fingertips, blend and repeat. Work quickly as Immaculate immediately transforms from liquid to powder as you blend. And then it says apply with their brush for an airbrush finish. Sponge application is not recommended. So I think I'm going to try my fingers first like they say on this side of my face, and then go in with a brush on this side and see which one I like better. I'm just gonna go in and use my fingers like it says, working in small areas. I can already tell that working with my fingers is not going to give me enough coverage. I just got super sheer. They're literally outside of my window right now, so I'm going to let them do their thing for a second and see if it stops. Alright, the very kind gentleman doing the window offered to move down to the other window for a second. Thank you, sir. We got pretty much no coverage using my fingers. I'm going to try it on my forehead just to make sure, but I think I'm going to go in with a brush. And I used quite a bit of product before. I used more than this, probably twice of this. Twice of this? Double this? Kind of feels like the YSL or that Maybelline Dream liquid foundation. I have reviews on both of those from a long time ago. Feels super thin and weightless. It applies fine with your fingers. I just am getting pretty much no coverage. It obviously covered some redness and stuff, but other than that, not enough coverage for me. So I'm gonna go in with my brush on this side. You know what? I think I'm gonna go in with a second layer really quick on this side with a brush because I don't want it to fully set into a powder and then have to do a second layer on top of powder. So I'm putting about a dime size amount on here. I'm just gonna go in with my brush and stipple that on. Okay, way better coverage with the brush for sure. Just turn down the light a little bit. By the way, I'm only using my ring light today. Let me know if you can see a difference in the lighting. Usually I have my ring light on one side and my softbox on the other, but it's freaking bright and it kills my eyes. So I'm seeing what it looks like just back to the ring light today. Yeah, way better coverage with the brush. I would say we have about medium coverage now. That covered that redness and stuff pretty well. It feels extremely lightweight, like you almost can't tell you have anything on right now. Finish wise, the one layer side looks a lot better. It doesn't look as powdery. So I think if you want more coverage with this, definitely spot conceal before you put this on. I think if I spot concealed, I think I would be able to cover all of this stuff, but I would still have a really nice finish so it didn't look like I was really wearing makeup. We're not getting insane coverage or anything, but I don't think that's what this foundation is supposed to do. It does look very kind of weightless and just doesn't really look like I have anything on my skin. So that's nice. My forehead looks a little textured. I'm actually gonna try the sponge and just kind of pounce right there. Yeah, so that helped. So right now it is 8:20. I'm gonna apply the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. Hopefully we can film this intro and everything before they come back. Okay, so it's now 8:32. Ooh, that was 12 minutes, fuck yeah. Everything blended out really beautifully. On top of it, I didn't put a powder on. It says not to actually because it turns into a powder. It says it is supposed to effectively eliminate the need for powder, blotting, or constant touch-ups throughout the day. So I did not apply a powder so we can see how it wears just on its own. As I was putting on the rest of my makeup, this reminds me almost exactly of how the YSL Fusion Ink foundation looks. It doesn't have a whole lot of coverage, but it looks really nice and natural on your skin. It has a really pretty finish. If someone was just looking at my face right now, I don't think it looks like I have a ton of foundation on. Right now it's looking nice. I don't really have any critiques right now. I do have some dry patches up here on my forehead that are a tiny bit emphasized. Because this is a powder finish, I think if you have super dry skin, I don't know if you would like this. Yeah, because on my forehead where I have some dry patches, it is a little bit clinging on. Nothing horrible at all, but you can just see it a little bit. So super quick on the rest of my face, I used the City Color Matte Bronzer in the shade Caramel. Do you guys say caramel or caramel? I've always said caramel. I don't know why I just said caramel. I also put that in my crease. On my lid, the only thing I used is this light shade right here from the Morphe by Kathleen palette. Physicians Formula Eye Booster. I've been using this brow pencil and I really like this. This is by Benefit and it's one of their new ultra fine brow defining pencil. I have the shade 4, I think. Yeah, 4. Really like this. You can literally just draw on like hair strokes. Pretty cool. Blush was the CoverGirl Medium Rose Blush, I think it's called. Put it down below. Essence Eyeshadow in 01 Snowflake is my highlight. Lips are Colourpop Cookie with the Too Faced Lip Injection Gloss and Spice Girl over top. So we're gonna call the check-in time 8:30. I'm gonna be wearing this throughout the day. I have a lot to get done today. In my time, Kendall just left yesterday, so I'm like playing catch up right now. So I'm going to keep this on my face and check back in throughout the day. The next check-in I do will hopefully be in natural lighting if people aren't scaling the side of my building still. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Okay, so it's now 1:40, so the foundation's been on for about 5 hours. And I just took a look in the mirror. We are in natural lighting right now. It looks good. It looks almost exactly like the YSL Fusion Ink, like I said, except I think a little bit more matte. That one tends to get a little bit dewy throughout the day. This one is definitely a matte finish. I'm gonna get close so you can see around my nose and upper lip, it looks pretty good. Like I'm not getting major creasing on my upper lip. Nose looks a little bit creasy, but that's pretty usual for me. Blush, bronzer, highlight is still totally on. No major complaints right now. At the 5-hour mark, it looks pretty dang good. I've been doing some work, also edited a video, cleaned makeup brushes, got my car fixed, having a productive day. So I'm gonna wear this for a few more hours and I will check back in at the end of the night. All right, so it's now 6:42, so the foundation's been on for a little over 10 hours. That's kind of weird when you think of your day in terms of that. Let's take a look. First thoughts, for being on for 10 hours, this looks freaking bomb. My forehead looks really good. My oil overall looks like it's pretty under control. There's not any areas that look super oily. For me, this forehead just looks to me like dewy now, but I personally like that when it's not to the point where it's oily. Around my nose, it looks like it's breaking down a little bit. I'm gonna show you guys a close-up. Upper lip looks good. Nothing major on any other parts of my face. It wore off a little bit on my forehead where I was moving my bangs and stuff. And at one point throughout the day, I accidentally like nicked my nose right here, and you can see where the foundation's worn off on my nose a little bit. But overall, I think for being on for 10 hours, this looks pretty dang good. If you're someone who likes more natural coverage and you want something that's pretty long lasting and mattifying, I think this one could be worth a go. If you have dry skin, don't think this one's for you. For me, I would totally wear this again if I want a more natural look, or if I spot conceal first before putting on the foundation. I feel like that would give me enough coverage and have a really nice finish. Since it does have that liquid powder consistency, I would definitely say put on all of your liquids first, concealer, whatever. If you're someone who likes higher coverage, this one probably won't be enough coverage, or if you have major acne or any kind of scarring and stuff, you'll either have to conceal first, or I would just say pass on this one. But if you're someone who likes lighter coverage and more natural looking foundation, I think you could really like this. So if you guys like this video and you're excited about 15 days of foundation, don't forget to give this a thumbs up. You can tweet me with the hashtag 15 days of foundation and snap me. I'm gonna be screenshotting your snaps and tweets to include at the end of each video. Love you guys, thanks for watching, see you tomorrow.